Hello, I've not gone live in here in a while. So, I wanted to come and do a quick video about diffuser jewelry. If you guys don't know, I make diffuser jewelry, bracelets, necklaces, a few other things in my online shop, but I get a lot of questions about what they even are. I think a lot of people don't really know what diffuser jewelry is, kind of what's the point, how you're supposed to use them, so I wanted to go over that today because I am loading up my own set that I use. So, diffuser jewelry is meant to be used with essential oils. You can use any essential oil. The reason you would want to do this is because there's two main ways that most people use essential oils. The first one would be aromatically, which is either in a diffuser or smelling straight from the bottle, or smelling, you're just inhaling it somehow, whether that's from your hands or in this case from jewelry. The other popular method is topical use, which is where you're applying essential oils to your skin, either directly or with a carrier oil. So the reason that diffuser jewelry is a really nice option, my hair is crazy, is because a lot of times we use essential oils for their therapeutic effects, or just, because they smell nice. Maybe you want to use it as your perfume, as a non-toxic, non-chemical perfume. However, if you're somebody who really likes to diffuse your oils, when you leave the house, you kind of run out of options. Unless you happen to have a mini little handheld diffuser with you, which most people don't, you're kind of out of options unless you want to apply them topically to your body, right? So essential oil diffuser jewelry is a way for you to put essential oils on your jewelry so that you can be getting the aromatic effects, and even the topical effects a little bit all throughout the day, right? And there are many different types of diffuser jewelry out there. Really, it's just applying essential oils to some type of porous surface, and then using that as jewelry. So I personally use lava rock, lava stone, because it is porous. And I don't know if it'll show up very well on camera. Yeah, you can kind of see. So if you're familiar with lava stone, obviously it's got a lot of tiny holes in it from when it was cooling. And that makes it a porous surface. I've seen a lot of other people use this, make diffuser jewelry with like leather strips, because that's also another good way to have your essential oils on you topically, on a piece of jewelry without them. You don't want to do it necessarily in fabric, or it's going to soak that up and it might, it'll just kind of get stuck in there. With the lava rock, you can put your essential oils on these beads, and it's going to diffuse it in your area for a couple of days. It really depends on the strength of the oil that you're using and how many drops you put on there. But you'll be able to wear this jewelry, whether it's a bracelet like the one I have here, or I have necklaces as well, and you can get all sorts of different jewelry options. But you'll be able to have it on you when you leave the house if you're going to work and you really need some like stress relief, or if you just need the therapeutic effects but you can't be, or you don't want to be carrying around a full bottle of oil with you, or a mini diffuser, because most people don't have those. So when I make my diffuser jewelry, I like to combine the aspects of the diffuser jewelry with crystals. I'm getting more into crystal healing, so you can research more on that. I'm not going to go into depth on how that works here. But crystals themselves have their own therapeutic properties. They all have a vibrational frequency that makes them good for certain things. So I really like to pair the two together. I like to make my jewelry with specific crystals for specific uses. And then I also have lava beads on some of them. Now, you don't want to add essential oil to the crystal beads because it's not going to absorb. They're just going to kind of run off. You don't really want to put it on any of the actual hardware because it's just going to get kind of gunky. You want to try and make the jewelry last and not get all gunked up, so you don't have to wash it. But you can apply the essential oils to any of the porous surfaces, which on my jewelry is the lava stones. So this particular bracelet has two of them right next to the clasp, and then I made a couple charm bracelets that basically they're meant to match the bracelet, with a couple different crystals, and one of the beads on here is a lava stone, if you can see that right there. So, some common questions I get is like, how do you use them? So all you have to do is essentially just add a couple drops, however many you want to. Usually the stones can't hold more than like maybe 2 to 3 drops, depending on the size of them. So you want to add your drops directly to the lava stone, and then let that soak in. And that's going to diffuse that scent for, again, it really depends on the blend that you're using. I'd say about 3 to 5 days, and it will wear off on its own. You do not need to wash this. You don't need to do anything to get the oil out. It will just diffuse on its own. And once the scent fades off, you can just add more of whatever you want. You can add more of the same oil, you can do a totally different scent, and you just keep using them like that. You really don't need to rinse or wash these at all, unless for some reason the jewelry itself gets dirty and you're wanting to do that. So, how I do this is, I do this on either a paper towel or a tissue or something like that, because when you drop the oil on the stone, it's not going to immediately soak up like a sponge that quickly. You do kind of have to let it sit and settle in there. So I just like to unclasp my jewelry and lay it all out on a tissue, paper towel, something like that. And then I take my oil, and I'm actually going to do this held up a little bit. Finding the dropper on here. And I like to go really slow because, again, this isn't going to soak up all at once, but I do a little drop there, and I kind of give it a second. I roll it around because there's a lot of different, crevices on these stones, and it will soak into there. And then I'll maybe do another drop on the other side. And if you can see this, I don't know if you can, the rock itself is actually very wet. It has a lot of essential oils on there. So you're just going to let it sit for just, not that long, maybe a minute or two. And I go through and I do that on all of the stones. Some of the, and again, that's going to depend on the jewelry. Some of my jewelry has multiple lava stones. Some of them, like these, only have, 2 on the bracelet and then 1 on the necklace. So how many drops you can add is going to depend on how many lava beads you have on your jewelry. And just as a side note, while I'm doing this, if you're looking for essential oil diffuser jewelry, or really any of my jewelry or malas that don't have diffuser things on them, if you're looking for specific stones or specific crystals for specific uses, just let me know. I do custom make stuff. I don't have a ton in my shop simply because there's so many different crystals out there, and there's so many different ones that certain people are drawn to for different uses. So I don't have a huge inventory, because it's very personal. However, I do custom make stuff. So if you want a diffuser necklace or a bracelet, or even just a crystal one that doesn't have the diffuser beads on there, and you don't see the stones that you are wanting, just let me know, and I will, I can custom make something for you with whatever crystals that you want. So, once that's sat for a minute, I do kind of like to pat it off on the tissue just a little bit, so if there's anything excess, it's not going to be, it won't drip off, there's not that much excess, but just to kind of get that off of there, and then it is ready to go. It's ready to use. So like I said, the scent will last maybe 3 to 5 days, depending on the blend that you're using, and how strong the oils are, and how many drops you use. But once it wears off, you can just go right in and add more in there. You don't need to wash them, you don't need to, clean off the old oil, you don't need to do any of that. It all just kind of takes care of itself. So, let me know if you are a diffuser jewelry user. Let me know what you like to use with them. I'm always curious to know different blends. In the past, I never used to do this a whole ton. I just used to use my oils topically, but I've been really, really enjoying having the diffuser jewelry as an option because, sometimes it's just not feasible to bring a bottle of oil with me when I'm going out or when I'm in the car. And having something like this on me, it's on my wrist. Anytime I move, I smell it. Anytime even if I need to bring it up to my nose, which usually I don't need to, I can usually smell it anyway. And then anything that's left excess is going to be touching your skin anyway, topically. So, it's been awesome. Let me know if you use diffuser jewelry, and let me know what your favorite crystals are so I can add some more stuff to my shop. And if you want anything custom made, let me know. If you don't know, you can find all of my jewelry and my malas as well at virgoandsage.com. There should be, if you're watching this on my business page, the Shop Now button up in the top, I guess it would be this way, will take you directly to my website if you are wanting to check them out. So, I hope you guys are having a good day, and I will see you later. Bye.